The Roaring Twenties is the phrase used to refer to the 1920s in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, characterizing the decade's distinctive cultural edge. Culture changed dramatically in the 1920s in Canada. Popular culture in the 1920s was characterized by innovation in film, visual art and architecture, radio, music, dance, fashion, literature, and intellectual movements. The 20s witnessed the large-scale use of automobiles, telephones, motion pictures, and electricity, accelerated consumer demand and aspirations, and marked significant changes in lifestyle and culture. Jazz music and the dance club that played it all became widely popular in the 1920s. Urbanization reached a climax in the 1920s. For the first time, more Canadians lived in cities of 2,500 or more people than in small towns or rural areas. However, the nation was fascinated with its great metropolitan centers that contained about 15% of the population. The finance and insurance industries doubled and tripled in size. The basic pattern of the modern white-collar job was set during the late 19th century, but it now became the norm for life in large and medium cities. Typewriters, filing cabinets, and telephones brought unmarried women into clerical jobs. In Canada, by the end of the decade, 1 in 5 workers was a woman. The 1920s were a period of significant change for women. The 19th Amendment was passed in 1920, giving women the right to vote, and union activists helped abolish child labor in the 1920s. Women pursued not only family life, but careers of their own as well. In 1929, women were granted the right to be considered persons, which allowed them to qualify for appointment to the Senate. Young women began to attend large state colleges and universities and also to stake claim to their own bodies. This was the age of the flapper, a new breed of young women in the 1920s who wore short skirts, bobbed their hair, listened to jazz, and flaunted their disdain for socially acceptable behavior by wearing makeup, smoking, driving automobiles, and flouting sexual norms. Flapper fashion was both a trend and a social statement, a deliberate parting of ways with the rigid Victorian gender roles which emphasized plain living, hard work, and religion to embrace consumerism and personal choice. In the 20s, Canada began to see itself as an independent from Britain. Starting from Borden at the Imperial Conference of 1923, Canada's Prime Minister demanded more autonomy. Canada began to make its own decisions about following Britain into war and insisted on signing its own treaties and having separate representation on the League of Nations. This move for independence was used to great advantage by Prime Minister Mackenzie King during the constitutional crisis known as King Byng Affair in 1926, which involved Governor-General Julian Byng. By the end of the decade, Canada was a more complex and diverse country to govern, but optimistic about its future.